So we have a bit of repair: fender, slight door, and there's a dent here we poked out and kind of blocked flat. So we're going to prime all of this. Now everything that we do, we start going with 80, 150, 220, then we'll finish blocking in 320 for all of our mud repairs. But the important thing is you want to finish it off actually with 320 on the DA. Directional scratches, you're going to see that a lot more if things do move and shrink a little bit. But another thing is your primer and your body fillers, they all sit and stick better to a random orbit scratch. So make sure you finish this thing up with the DA. Literally just kind of lightly do it. Treat your machine kind of like a block. Don't try and dig in anywhere. And the other thing is your repair ends here. You always want to be at least 6 inches away, which is about the size of your sandpaper, for where we're going to mask off your primer. So you're going to prime this, you're probably going to prime about halfway into that, and the overspray will still have some scratches to sit on and feather out and blend out nice. So when you do block this after, you don't have a hard tape line right there. And while you're sanding the 6 inches away, make sure we feather this out really, really nicely and kind of get rid of some directional scratches. The better you feather this out, the smoother the transition will be, the less blocking you do afterwards. Again, that's all it takes with 320 to get this filler work looking much better. You can see the difference between here and here. The primer's going to stick a heck of a lot better here than it is right there. When I was sanding all of this, like, found that dent, pushed out, we actually ended up finding a chip right here, so I feathered that out. But anything that might get missed with your 6-inch orbital sander, I'll take a red scuff pad. I'll run over this. It's kind of in those areas where you can't quite sand it. The red scuff pad is approximately 400 grit, so it's very close to the 320. I want to say my tech sheets call for a 500 grit finish for my primer, but I found that is just too fine to actually get it to stick, so we went with 320 and it works perfectly, and a red pad kind of in these tougher areas. So this is essentially ready to be masked and primed. I try and keep all that primer and overspray away from the guys, away from other vehicles. I'm actually going to pull it into here. I would 100% recommend bagging your vehicles, even if your repair is small. Just keep that overspray off of the person's vehicle. Cars aren't cheap, let's keep them nice. A little trick from Oli Paints: flip an edge on your 1.5 inches, close your door, stuff that in behind. You do it that way and no overspray gets into that A-pillar. Gearing up the spray. I got everything taped off on a body line, or again, at least 6-8 inches or so away. Solvent-borne cleaner. We're going to hose down this panel, wipe it clean, get the surface perfectly ready to take on some primer. See, it's even pulling some dust off. That's what we want. There, let's go. So right here I have the DeVilbiss GPG. It's got a 1.2 tip, and this is the Beer UV primer. All we need is 2 coats, let it flash 2 minutes in between, and then hit it with the UV light. If you are going to be priming in the shop, I do recommend turning your pressure down more than you usually do, just to minimize overspray so it doesn't get on top of any guys. It's kind of why I moved this car over here, to get it away from the guys, keep everybody safe. So turn your pressure down just a little bit. It might add a little bit more texture, but it'll keep everybody a little safer. That's what 1 coat of primer looks. You want it to be transparent because it is UV primer. You need the light to get all the way through down to the substrate to fully cure. This is the Spot Cure light from IRT. It's decently powerful. This area might be getting a little bit big for this light, but it will do. It might take me, I'll say, 3 to 4 minutes to fully cure this. What makes UV primer work 100% effectively is getting a really powerful light so that product can be fully cured. But also you want to do it quicker, so a more powerful light will cure this quicker. But like I said, 3 or 4 minutes, as tight as I can. And we'll just keep it moving slow, kind of like that. So it's all primed. You can see right here, there's the primer. We prime up to here, but we sanded right about to there. We're gonna take 320 on our block. You kind of see it has some shine to it. That's good. We're gonna use that glossiness as our guide coat while we block. 320, next level sanding block. We're gonna wanna hit the angles, kind of a X pattern, just like that. Do that all over the place and it should be smooth and flat. And the block that fits the panel the best. This isn't just flat, it curves up a little bit there. So I'm gonna go with this little hockey style kind of block, hockey stick style block. You can see I can easily get up into there without having it flat and creating a bit of a weird spot where I'm gonna burn through everywhere. I'll cut down to 320. We're gonna grab some 600 next, but first we're gonna blow it off and guide coat it. Mirka Black. By far the best guide coat. Put it on heavy. Make sure it's all fully black before you start sanding again. Again, 600 next level blocks. Guide coat's gonna fill all the scratches, and you sand until all the guide coat is out of the scratches, and it'll also show any low spots when you start sanding. You could be left with an area where you gotta block it a little bit more or do a better job repairing. We're doing the same thing we did with the 320 but the 600 here. So when you know you have it blocked out, sometimes the guide coat kind of lingers and just falls back into the panel. Just run over it with a gray scuff pad. You can see a little bit of texture there. We're going to want to keep sanding that. But essentially once it's all done being sanded, all your edges, just take the old 320 and just run over your edges. Knock that harsh primer line out. Oops. Do that all the way around. Anything that you can feel, do that in here. And then you're all set. After that's all done, just like we did the body filler, we're gonna take 600 grit this time. Our repair area, this has already been locked 6. We're gonna buzz over a 6. The blend area is finished in 800 and it's ready for paint. Car's in the booth. We're gonna get it masked up here in a bit. We're gonna pick a color. We have a spot near the repair. We're gonna go right here with the camera. And we're gonna measure and let the computer decide within the paint code what the proper color is. And of course, when we're spraying this live, we're gonna do a spray card. So let's check out the paint code. I don't wanna get it wrong. It should just be in here. Yeah, LC9A, just what I thought. It's kind of their go-to white more times than not. When I'm looking up a solid white, the De Beer always seems to be a perfect match when I use the camera and whatever it tells me. So variant 1, lighter, 0.46. That's going to be a winner every single time. I've never had it fail me. Actually got a spray card. This one was done in Matrix Edge. And you know what? We might be okay blendable, sure, but I got a tight match from hood to fender there. This one's looking a little bit gray. Chances are, though, I find with De Beer, the water-based paint I have, going with that is always going to be a better match on these solid whites. So I took this, I actually went yellow side in like that, and up stuffing the green in behind, and it works really good. This is definitely the way I'm going to mask off jams. I used to flip that edge. With this, I get way more tape going in, way more stickiness here, and then I also get way more tape going that way. And plus, look at that. Happy accident, even masks off that trim for me. Beautiful.